everyone having a good night so far? Hope so. Hopes everyone's doing really well. Let's get to playing some chess. Awesome. So our opponent is going to be doing what's called the Caro-Kann defense. What we're going to do is we're going to be putting our pawn to the center of the board just to kind of attack. Right there. He does decide to go ahead with the Caro-Kann. What we're going to do is we are going to bring out our knight. The reason for that is it's going to attack both these pieces right here. We will capture back. I'm not really too worried about him taking that. So we're going to come back and attack right there. So the point of moving this right here, he just wants to keep his eye on that if I were to ever like move for any reason. What I'm going to do back is I'm going to start developing my other knight, kind of just to get into the game, everything like that. Awesome. So he has two attackers on this square right here with his bishop right there. Not really too worried about it. It doesn't really do anything. What I will do though is I will just bring out my bishop right here, kind of just to eventually provoke him to do something with his bishop. He does decide to take. That's okay. I'll capture that back right there. What I will do in this situation right here is I will either castle short. I could bring out my bishop right here. There's a couple different good moves that I can be making right now at this time. So yep. Let's think. I think the best move in this is actually to come right here, because then if he moves his bishop out, I can just push my pawn. That could be a strong move. I'll push my pawn out. I'll just castle on my queen side. I'm not really too worried about it, because then if he castles short right here, which he might end up doing, that gives me the opportunity to kind of do that. So I might actually just push my pawn right here, and I'll give my reason why. Because if he takes right there, I'm not really too worried about it, and I really just want to attack him in the center of the board. He doesn't have too many good options to jump to, and I can always just take right there. So I want to see what he does. In this situation, we'll take right here. The reason for that is there's just two attackers at this point right there. I will be jumping in with my knight right there. That's okay. Reason for it being okay is I'm just actually going to jump my knight in right here. It still creates an attack right there on his knight. Everything like that. Right now my queen is under attack. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my queen right here to also attack his knight right here. He can just put his knight back there, which would be annoying, but that is probably one of his only moves at this point. He does decide to take. Well, what I'll do to counter that, I will bring my knight back into the game right here with this. He can just put his queen back on that square. I'll move my knight right here. He does decide to sacrifice his knight in this position for whatever reason. That's okay. Welcome in, Trevin. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. We're currently having a good time right now. He is taking a good amount of time to think on this move, so that is a good sign. If he ever does castle, though, that might not be very good for him, because then that's just mate, so I'm hoping he does fall for that. I'm thinking. So if I move right here, I just don't want him to escape. So he can't go right there. He would be able to go right there, but his queen's still under fire. And so let's see what he does with this move right there. I want to see what he does if I move my king kind of towards the middle of the board, but if he goes back right here, it doesn't really do anything. His queen is under attack right now, so he kind of has to focus on that. And so my thought process is, how can I put as much pressure on his queen as possible? So yeah, and then if he does decide to move back, I'll just take, because then he has to double up with this pawn since he can't take right here, because then that would just lead to me attacking with my rook right there. So I just want to welcome everybody to the stream. Make sure to put down in the comment section what your ELO is. I would love to know what everybody's ELO is. Make sure to drop that. Hopefully nobody in the chat has an ELO of Grandmaster, because they would probably be like, what? That's crazy, you know? So how many Grandmasters do we have in the chat? Remember, trying to build in a community as well. We're currently at 39 subscribers. If you guys do want to be a part of the first 500, that would mean the world. So definitely make sure to follow if you guys haven't already. So we're about to take this guy's knight right here eventually. So what we'll do is we will capture the knight with, let's see, do we want to take with the pawn right here, or do we want to take with the king? I think the safer option is always take towards the center. That's just best practice right there. In this position, what I might actually end up doing is I might push my queen right here, one above. The reason for that is it just puts him in a tough pickle. I could also look at bringing my queen back, but there's nothing really attacking me right now, so I'm not going to do that. Right here I have some eventual, I think, because I could even do that. So the way I'll go about this, I could bring my queen right there. I feel like that's the safest and most effective move right now. I'll bring this right here. Reason for it is if he just decides to block for whatever reason, then I'll be okay. So right here, kind of doing the same idea. My eventual goal is to bring in my knight, and let's see. Let's bring in my knight with, I guess my knight's already in the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pushing my kingside pawn right there. Perfect. What we'll do next is we'll bring in, I'm going to be bringing in my other knight. Yeah, I'll bring in my other rook right here. Kind of just trying to create a problem for him on this side of the board, since that's primarily what I need to be doing. Let's see. So once I take this right here, I could look at pushing that right there. Because once I take, I'm putting really good pressure on his king right now. So that's my main attack that I'm giving him. I'm not too worried about anything else this guy can do, because right here I am threatening some good checks right now. Well, and then even like right here, if he does allow me to check right here, I'll just bring out my queen afterwards and capture his. If I think that would be checkmate before that point though. So he has to really be careful right now, because I don't know what options he really has. There's not a lot of things he can be doing right now, so yeah, question of the day though is how many of you guys have ever won a chess tournament? Just out of curiosity. So as our opponent's doing it, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, chat. Okay. So he does end up going with queen f8. We'll see what there is to do. Because let's say if I were to go right here right now and cut him off, I think the only thing, yeah, he can't really do much, because now I'm threatening checkmate right here. I'm threatening checkmate right here. There's just a lot of different things that I'm now threatening. And he can't even do it, give me any checks. The only checks he really can give me is just sacrificing his rook right there. We'll see if that's what he ends up doing. I think that's pretty much the only thing he can do at this point. So safe to say that it's a wrap on this one, chat. And yeah, he's in a heap of trouble. We'll see what he ends up doing right now. He might just end up sacrificing the next piece right there. So in this case right there, this is what we'll give, and then we'll take that free piece, and then we'll capture the queen, and that is game right there, guys. We are cooking it up, and then that's checkmate right there. Great game. We'll walk through the game for sure, see how everything turned out for us. There were some ups and there were some downs, as every chess game has. So yeah, it's definitely going well. We'll see what it's looking like for us. So we played an 87.2 game right there versus 77.77. So got a game rating of 2150. That's not too shabby. No blunders or misses, just one mistake. That's okay. So we'll go right here. We'll see how we played the game. We brought out our knight, very logical move. We bring the knight back to safety right here. A lot of book moves, just taking with the queen, bringing out that piece right there. This is his first thing right there, and it's saying the best thing to actually do is bring in the knight, and the reason why for it is because Right there. Okay, so we'll resume. He takes, I take. He gives me a check. I block. Kind of same thing. Oh, okay. So the best thing, my only mistake, was going right here because then I'm just putting some pressure on him right there. He does make a blunder right here, and I found that by capturing it back and moving my pawn up, just putting it back right there. This is okay. It was mate in 9, mate in 8, mate in 7, mate in 6, mate in 5, mate in 3, where he let me take, mate in 1, and then that was checkmate. So let's play again. What we're going to do this time, so we'll play another rapid game. We'll see how this game pans out. So this guy is going to go for the perk defense. We'll see how this pans out for him right now. So he's probably going to go for the French defense again, but I don't know why he would take these many moves to do it. We'll see right here. We'll put our knight to the center of the board. I think he's going to try and fianchetto his bishop, so the best thing for me to do right now is just bring out my knight to defend the pawn that he's going to be attacking right now. He is not a good player. You could tell just from just because he moved 4 pawns at the very beginning of the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to be bringing out our knight right here, kind of just to create some problems for him. What I'll end up doing right here, I'll bring out my bishop, kind of just to attack this long diagonal right here. I'm not really too worried on what he has to do. I'll just push my pawn right here in the center of the board, create a pawn break in one shape or another. I'll just take this right here, not really too worried, and then I'll push my pawn right here. This forces him to commit to something, and now I got to bring in my knight right here, and it's just going to eventually come to one of these 2 squares. That is where I eventually want it. He's trying to defend it right there with his bishop. I really just don't care because I can eventually just make that move anyways. Once I get enough pieces developed into the game, everything like that. And so what he is trying to do right now, let's see, I can also just make this check right here. We'll see what he ends up doing of this check. So he blocks with the knight. Very interesting. So let's see. Maybe that wasn't the smartest check on my end. What I can do is I might just even need to bring out my bishop to start creating some attacks on him right now. Let's see. Right there, because if he ends up taking, it's no biggie. Okay, that's fine. So he just took right there. And then I'll just be putting all my pressure onto this queen right now. I'm just trying to create as much pressure as I can on his pieces. And in this situation, he decides he wants to do that right there, which is A-okay. What I'll do instead, I'll kind of just swivel my... I'll take actually right here. I do like my white bishop a lot more than my red bishop right now. And we'll kind of swivel my queen over now to kind of attack on the king side right here. And so, yep. So he's trying to bring his bishop back, which is a very, very good move, very strong move. What I'll do right now is I'll push the pawn. I'm just trying to create some drama for him on the king side. This is okay. Reason for it, not really too worried because I can just eventually like push my pawns in And let's see, what would a grandmaster do with this? So in this position, I might even just bring that back. Let's see. Let's think. In this position, it might be to our benefit to try and push this pawn. So I might just need to go right here and bring the knight back so that I can what's called create a pawn link chain right here with the 3 pawns. That might be the strongest attack for us right now at the moment, and then that'll eventually let me to create some strong counterplay. He's trying to just create a long distance right here, and he's trying to connect his rook, so I can definitely understand this move right here and what to do of this move. Let's see. Well, an option right here, I might be able to, if I can swivel my knight around, I can even look at creating some attacks on this side of the board. Well, let's see. Let's see right here. Let's push our pawn right there. And if he does decide to push his pawn again on our side of the board, we're not really too worried. We can just bring this back if we need to. I really just want to provoke him right there. Oh, that's not defended. That's right. That's right. Well, that's right. Okay. So he takes right there. I could look at bringing this bishop back. He does have a really strong attack on the king side of the board, so I really need to look at ways that I can prevent that. What I do have going for me is I do have some good defensive pieces right now. The only problem is I don't have any real strong attack on his pieces right now, so I really need to look at ways that I can change that. What I can possibly do is reroute my knight right here. It will take a couple moves for me to do that, so I really need to think about how effective that would be for me and see if that's worth investing in with my knight, because that would take a good amount of moves away from me. So, but then again, it might be my only available moves. So, yeah, there's that. And so, right now, he does have this. He might even look at just doubling up his rooks in this situation. So, bring me the ball, Ted. Bring me the ball. Yeah. Okay, so he's trying to create a battery. It's what's called a battery right here on those pieces. What I'm going to do in defense to that, I'll look at countering. I want to see what we can do about this. So I already know what he's trying to do. So maybe what we can do So he's trying to create a strong attack on this piece right there. And so let's see if we can. If I can at least block it from right here, that might be our strongest point of attack of defense right there. But it also does cut off our bishop from being able to defend right there, so that might be an issue. But that's okay. So he decides to go for it anyways. What I'll have to do in this situation is I'll have to block. It will double up his pawns if he decides to take right there, so that's okay, because I could just capture it back. So not the worst move in the book for us, and not the best. So what I'm hoping that he does is I hope that he takes, or even better yet, I hope he doesn't take, because then after I can just take right there. I have a good amount of attackers is all I'm saying on that side of the board, so I'll just end up taking anyways. I don't really see the ultimate threat of any of it. And I actually don't have a real need to take that at the moment. So if he does take right there, I'll just be putting, I'll just create some problems for him right here. We're just trying to create some problems for him. So, yeah. We'll see. So he does have a strong piece right there. So my options are just kind of limited. I can take this piece right here. If I were to trade though, I mean, technically, so if I trade this right here, he can take that back, which I can capture. Actually might be the best move for me. Then after I take right there, we might just be equal after that point now. And to think that we could be equal after this position is pretty cool. And so I think the better move is to actually take right here, because then I'll be threatening right there, which forces a trade. Okay, so he is threatening this right here. I'm not too worried anymore, because now I'm threatening this, which forces him to trade that right there. And now we're creating our own problems, because this right here could potentially be dangerous for our opponent. We just got to watch the clock right here. We have 3 minutes left on the clock. So like that. Let's see right here. We got 3 minutes left on the clock. Our opponent has 4. All right, what our opponent decides to do is play it like an absolute grand champ. What I'm hoping he does is moves right here with the discovered attack. I don't think he will do that, but that's obviously what you hope all your opponents do. So we'll create a check right here. In this case, we'll give a check right here. Next move? Question mark. And this also creates a passed pawn for us right here, we're just going to be giving a check, kind of moving out of the way if we need to. If we also give a check and he moves like right there, for example, I could even just look at bringing in my rook and just causing some problems. So if I do go right here, I can just keeping him on alert status mode. So yeah, there's that opportunity right there. We just can't lose on time. That's all I'm gonna say. So this right here can force us to trade that, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see. So if I go right here, this forces me to give that up. Let's see. And I don't even have to take this yet, because I can also just give a check right here, can I? And then, no, I definitely want to take first, because then after he takes right there, I can deliver this check right here. And this check allows me to capture the other rook, and that is just game over right there. So, yep, good on us for finishing that game. It took us 40 moves, but we ended up taking him out. Fierce competitor, I must say. Let's see where everything is at right here. We got a 243-day streak right there. We'll see where we're at in regards to that. So currently we're number 3 in the league right now. We got 2 days left in the league. Hoping to promote ourselves to the champion division. Let's see my division right here. Heck no. So what we'll do is we'll kind of just play some 1-minute chess, kind of get the blood boiling in our system, kind of just creating some problems for our opponent. Here's what we'll do. We'll go like this right here. And we'll just move that right there. Okay. Perfect. Now what we can do is just move this right here. I'm not really too worried as to what he is going to be doing. You can't even push that right there. So what I'll do right here is I'll take. The reason for that is I can just move right here. And then what I'll do is this. That's okay if he takes right there, because then I can just threaten this right here. I'll start picking up this side of the board, and then we'll take that right there. We'll trade, and then what we'll do is we'll actually just set our pieces up to be defended like this. And if he tries to take, I can just always push right there, like that. Okay, we are currently tied, so we gotta make sure that we don't blunder any chances to win right here. Ooh. We'll see if he spots. Oh, he didn't spot it. Okay, we're good. We're good, guys. We're okay. We live to see another day. Good game to our opponent right there. Let's do a new game with no additional time. We'll see how fast we can pre-move. Okay, we'll move this right here. We'll actually just move this right there. Do like the idea of moving at this right there. And I'm not really too worried about doing that right there at this time. What I could do is just put our bishop right there. And now when I attack, I'm doing a strong attack on our opponent. And now I can just bring in this knight right here and do kind of the same thing. We'll see if he blunders anything. So we can just attack his queen right now. That's probably the strongest move for us. Captures back. Now I'm just threatening his bishop again. Right here. We'll just take so that he doesn't get an opportunity to better his situation. That's okay. Now I'm defending what needs to be defended. Okay, let's go right here. We'll take that immediately. We'll double up our rooks on this file right here. We'll take that. We'll take that. And then we'll go right here, see if he blunders anything. Right there. Okay. He has to take. We'll push this right here. Take that right there. We'll move this right here. Okay. We won on time, so good for us right here. We'll play again. Let's go. We got this, guys. Let's see. We'll kind of see what he does here in this situation. Let's bring out our bishop right here. Okay, taking. We'll see what our opponent does right now. Okay. Let's see if they want to do what we're doing right there. Oh shoot, that does hang that right there, which is okay. We're gonna be okay, guys. Just remember that. Oh, that's it. I'm so tired.